Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah Harvey. I'm your life coach, prophetic healer, an herbalist, massage therapist, and best friend. I am your cheerleader. I'm here to support you in your soul's journey to all things healing, finding your path and your purpose here on earth in God's will. I want to remind you that everything that you're going through is stemmed from your childhood experiences. You are living in cycles that are meant to bring up traumas that remind you of situations as a child. At the deepest root of it, it goes back to your childhood experiences. That's how you can get triggered by something, blow up, and then think, where did that come from? Well, it's because it's so deep and it comes from your childhood. The way that you view the world when you're growing up becomes your truth on how the world works. So then you have to honor the way you view the world. If you view the world as toxic, then your life will remain toxic because that's the only world you know. If you have a narcissistic parent, then you will think love is conditional and that you have to give, and you will become the empath and you will marry a narcissist. So it will keep cycling like that because it's meant to trigger your wounds so that you'll go back and heal it. And if you don't heal, then you will keep going through cycles because you're in a curse at this point. And that's why things keep happening. No matter how hard you try and change it, you're now under a curse that you have to fight and break. Talking about curses, generational curses affect all of us. You can go through a trauma in your adult life, which then places you under the curse that your parents went through, such as like a divorce or a genetic disease, a death in the family. Something will happen from your parents or grandparents that re-traumatizes you in your generation because it has become a curse. And you'll notice that these cycles will be the same thing happening generation after generation, and a lot of times it'll be the same age that it'll happen and the same way. So it could even be as close as someone getting in a car wreck at a certain age and breaking their back, and then that happens to each generation after. So it can be that closely related. So when understanding this, you can really look at your life and the things that you don't like about yourself. You can say, this is not mine to carry, and I'm releasing it. And I've done that myself, and the minute that I was able to realize that what I was carrying was a generational curse from my mother, I was able to then release it, and it was spiritual. So I went with a naturopath and we prayed, and just like that, my world was completely turned around. And that's actually what set me in this path where God said, okay, you're ready, let's step out and start teaching. So what you don't like about your life, if you keep thinking, why does this happen to me? Why does this keep happening to me? And you kind of think in your mind that you're under a curse, it's because you are. We're all under curses because disobedience to God's word means that you're under a curse. Obedience to God's word is breaking the curse and stepping into blessings. So you have to not only heal your own soul, but you have to go back and fix and repair the damage that your parents and grandparents and great-grandparents did, because that also affects you. And it's no longer yours to carry. So you can look into the science of this. It's called epigenetics. In the Bible, it says that God will put the sins of the fathers to the third and fourth generation. So basically a sin is anything that causes an imbalance. So when we're talking about energy and chi and our chakras being balanced, anything that blocks the energy flow would be sin. So something that unforgiveness, for example, resentment. You can find it in the Bible. Anything in the Bible that's considered sin because it stops the flow of your energy and it stops blessings from coming in, and it forces you to address it and heal it before you can move forward. And that's where we go back to getting re-triggered in adult life, because that so-called sin gets stuck and it's going to keep getting your attention through a cycle. Like you keep dating the same types of people, or you just can't pass this class, or something will happen and it's a repetition. It's because that's the curse, and God's trying to say, pay attention, there's something that you need to work on that's not supposed to be in your life anymore. And you can look through that through epigenetics. It's kind of the science behind it. But just know, the struggles you're going through, you don't have to go through them anymore. Decide right now that you're going to be the one in your life that cancels out all of this, that heals your generations, and that it stops with you, and your children and grandchildren and down the line will be blessed. And you just got to start your healing journey, and the way to do that is pay attention to the things in your life that you can't break, the cycles. If you keep dating toxic people, if you keep having toxic friends, if you can't keep a job, whatever is a cycle, pay attention to it, pray on it, and that's what you want to start working in. We can all do this. It's go where you're guided. Just ask God, ask the universe, whatever you believe in right now. Just speak it out and say, please help me heal. Help me to get on the right track. Help me to turn my life over. Help me to surrender. And when you do that, just start listening to your conscience and your intuition, because that's how God speaks to every human soul, through your conscience and your intuition. And so when you surrender and you trust, and you have to ask in order to receive. So you just pray and you say, God, show me where I'm being cursed. Show me where I need to heal. Show me what's not mine that I need to remove from my life. And He will. And if you need to reach out to me, I will gladly coach you through it. But it is doable, and it has to start with you so that it stops with you. And then your children will be blessed. And as you grow old, you'll have children that are very healthy, well adapted, that aren't living at home with you and struggling. So it's very important. And again, just trust and surrender, because everything that happens to you is for your good. If you're trusting and if you are doing what's right, if you're not living in the ego and you're not being selfish, but you're doing what's right all the time, then the path you're on is the right path, and everything that happens to you is for your good. So just trust it. All right, if you guys have any questions on this, send me a message, and I hope you have a good day.